Talking about Annamalai, he has leveled a couple of charges of corruption on the DMK
Right.
government, right? So,
Yeah.
what do you think about those? Can you give us a little more detail on that?
See, once again, Annamalai had been saying this for 7 or 8 months. When BGR Energy, when the power crisis happened, he leveled charges against BGR Energy. When Anur Industrial Park was supposed to come out, he leveled charges against government for trying to convert agricultural land into industry, favoring some set of family members. So all these probably were agitations, and some sort of data points on BGR Energy issue came about. Even they threatened to file a defamation case for 500 crores, but they filed it only in Twitter. Not even a paper trail was there to send a legal notice. Whereas now what happens is Annamalai probably has more data point which he is trying to showcase. So, for example, even in Avin Diwali sweet scam was supposed to happen, because that time the tender was called for with 100 crore turnover, minimum 100 crore turnover, and there was only one sweet stall that had that turnover, which was Adayar Anand Bhavan, if I'm not wrong. So it was
Mm-hmm.
favoring one single chain of sweet stalls. So today, when this nutrition procurement details have come out, for the pregnant woman, the nutrition supplement program. Uh, in the month of March, Avin had said that they have a nutrition supplement. It was evaluated by a 12-member committee, which was all expert in the health and public health and nutrition administration, not just a political committee or any other Tom, Dick, and Harry committee. These are all highly qualified people who had evaluated that, recommended that it could have in nutritious supplement could be bought, and the planning commission under the aegis of the chief minister and the vice chairman approved that Avin nutritious supplement could
Right.
be bought. In spite of that, they are going and giving the order for to some other private players, which the private player is nothing but the chief minister said that that company should be blacklisted for the Pongal gifts scam. So
Yeah.
why that the chief minister's direction to blacklist that company? Why hasn't that happened? And on top of that, they are being given more and more government orders to make money out of it. So definitely there is an angle for quid pro quo. And Annamalai said that he's going to come much stronger on the government with further more proofs on many other ministers. So he had talked about it. Coincidentally, today government has shuffled the entire IAS officers, entire administration.
Oh, is it?
Today the order had come today. I think more than 20-25 IAS officers and secretaries have been shuffled, including Mr. Radhakrishnan, who is a health secretary of the Tamil Nadu government, who has been shunted out, and then
Mm-hmm.
some new person is coming in. All these because of this is only a coincidence. I'm not saying that because of Annamalai allegation this is coming, but it's a coincidence. But the timing is a little bit aligning to this. So naturally, one can claim victory for Annamalai's expose, right? So I see some merit in the accusation, because so far the government has not denied. Ideally speaking, when you are accused, saying that you have done a corruption, normally the first reaction would by anybody would be, there is no corruption at all, right? Even when 2G case happens, Kapil Sibal came and gave a zero loss theory, and then
Right.
said no quid pro quo happened. But this government is not even saying that. They say that how can you prove it? So their questioning itself is little comic, because they are asking how do you prove that? So which means they are accepting that there probably is a corruption happened, quid pro quo happened. Is there a material evidence that you have that you can prove it? And that is what they are probably rattled about. And the reaction of various ministers and DMK functionaries coming up. One minister called Annamalai a porky, okay, a loafer in this in English,
Yeah.
if I have to translate that. And there is another ex-MLA who came out and then said that, I'll chop your hands if you continue to talk like that. So all these reactions, and Shekhar Babu to Adinams coming and saying that, you will see a different Shekhar Babu, you will see a different DMK, and another minister coming and saying that, you will see a different DMK altogether, old time DMK. So I don't know what are all these rhetorics. If there is no corruption that has happened, and if you are not bothered about it, you should challenge him. Probably even file a defamation suit in the court of law and then say that this guy is damaging the reputation of the government, and then hence I'm filing a defamation suit. But they don't do that, or they should file a complaint with the police. If police is with them, they should complain with the police. But why they are afraid of doing that is probably they think that Annamalai may have some proof. Even in the court of law, it may not be sufficient to prove a quid pro quo transaction, but it may be sufficient to create a damage in the public perception. I think that is why they are going much more aggressively on targeting him and then accusing him personally, rather than trying to take any affirmative actions on that.
Got it. But there are some quarters in the media that are saying that Mr. Annamalai is not coming with concrete proofs. He is just coming up with some details here and there. Do you agree with that?
See, why should he do the investigation and give all these things? It is, as a politician, his job is to say that, okay, here are a prima facie reason why I am calling this as a possibility of a scam. So, ideally speaking, the DVSE, the Vigilance Department, should file a complaint on the basis of this particular expose, and then try to do the investigation, or investigative journalists to go after. All the documents that he presents in public are not any confidential document. He is applied on an RTI basis, taken the documents and then coming and publishing that. All he is doing is he has collected 3 or 4 RTI information, correlating it, and then saying that here is a possibility of the scam. Say, for example, in this nutritious supplement scam, there is a meeting that happened in the month of March, where the evaluation committee has said that it is documented, an RTI was filed, and then that particular evaluation report was taken up. Then the planning commission approval for buying this is also taken up. And on top of that, what happens? The committee which evaluated and the planning commission together says, end of the day, this is our recommendation to buy from Marvin. But government if they want, they can decide otherwise, and that too on a modified order recommendation. The first recommendation was to buy it from Marvin, but the modified recommendation was government, if they feel necessary, they can buy from alternate sources also. So what does this go to prove? That Arvin, if you buy it from Arvin, there is no quid pro quo not possible, because Arvin is not going to give a bribe to any minister. So quid pro quo probably not possible. Maybe Arvin procuring from other vendors, maybe a small amount of quid pro quo possible, but not to the extent that the other company may offer. So in this case, they modified the recommendation. It asked them to modify it to say that revised version, government can otherwise look at other options also, which means they have recommended Arvin, but government can take other options also. Means what should be there? It should be for a better product at a lower cost. Okay, so that is a nutritious product better than what Arvin is supplying, and at a lower cost. Then government can take that particular recommendation and then buy it from others. But it is probably a same product or equivalent product, not better than Arvin's nutritious supplement, and 4 times costlier than Arvin. Then there is definitely a doubt of quid pro quo. Why should a government go after that? So that Annamalai is saying that, okay, here is a proof I am giving. There is a possibility of scam, and he need not go after and then say that, okay, investigate everything and then file an investigation FIR and charge sheet. That is police's job. If the police fail to do that, probably Annamalai has said that he will go to court and then ask the court intervened investigation in this particular aspect, right? So media is trying to divert the attention. Media is trying to say that, and because they are rattled that their employer or their well-wisher party is getting in a sticky wicket, so they want to safeguard their beloved party, so they are coming out in support of the party. I think media should actually take this cue and then start questioning the government, saying that is this true? Can you do that? That's what happened in 2G case. When 2G case came, the media actually propelled it further. When certain set of proofs started coming in, media propelled it further and then made it into a national issue. So ideally speaking, the media should take cue from him, and it's not just he is just making an allegation, saying that there is a possibility of scam. He is not taking an open allegation. He is giving you some amount of prima facie document. So media should take it and then further the case rather than trying to suppress it. I think in this case, media should do something differently, in my opinion.
Right. And the government, the DMK government, can just say about even G square issues that Mr. Annamalai has raised, saying that they can counter that no special treatment has been given to G square.
Yeah.
Right, as a counter. Have they countered it already, sir?
So what the government had said is they did an online approval, plan approval for many, and then G Square is one of them. But unfortunately, what happened? G Square is the only company that has received this, not everybody else. Okay, they tried it with for 100 sample on a trial basis, and those approvals are for G Square. So end of the day, there is probably a quid pro quo, or there is probably a hand in glove between G Square management and someone in the government through some family members is there. Probably government should come out clean and then saying that okay, G Square out of 100 sample or 100 trial cases, only 2 are G Square, 98 or someone else. If they come out and give a white paper on that, then it's going to be crystal clear, saying that there is no favoritism done to G Square. But the problem is Annamalai is saying, and government also had come out saying that yeah, they took benefit, they took advantage of that trial, and then they applied and then they got it on a fast track mode, which means that they are trying to sweep it under the carpet.
Okay, right. So if you just can counter with data, hard facts, then all these things will stop, right, from the DMK government perspective. But I think probably, yeah, somewhere there's a hesitancy.
See, two reasons they may not, or they don't try to do it, or 2 or 3 reasons. Number one, if there is no problem with their side, okay, there is no scam in their side, then I think anybody, ideally speaking, the government would have come and thrown the data to the masses, and then Annamalai credibility would go down drastically by doing that. So number one suspicion is they are not doing this. Second reason is probably these are Tamil people, or most of the Indian people are accustomed to corruption. Corruption is no longer a major issue for people to vote. So party may think that okay, why unnecessarily entertain this particular guy and then make him popular. So that could be another reason. The third reason is anyway I have media under my control. I'll unleash them whenever I want. So that discredit this guy through their media channels, and that could be the reason why they are not doing. So all combination of the reason that I said, that they are not encountering this particular allegations with data, but eventually this is creating a perception. The perception battle DMK is losing, and then Annamalai is gaining credibility, and that is what probably is impacting them a lot.
Got it. Let's wait and watch. All right, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.